What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are checking out what is a video called Why No Military on Earth Could Ever Survive Invading the USA.
Okay, this looks like a very cool remote place.
Yeah, I don't know whereabouts it is.
I don't want to say cool in case it's somewhere like some army somewhere.
But this gives me like Maine vibes. Do you know what I mean?
That castle with the bridge.
Yeah, so I mean, it looks great. For some reason, I've never been to Maine. I don't really know what Maine looks like, but this gives me Maine vibes.
Is it like, yeah, I get it. It's like the colour of the trees and
I
the
guess
water
so,
and
the a bit more historic buildings where you're talking maybe New England area. I don't know. Smash that button if you enjoy the content, guys. Smash that subscribe button. Let us know if you know where this is from.
I think, yeah, I love it's not America.
It might not be. It might not be, but I think it is. And obviously, the US is only really bordered. Well, it's only bordered by Canada, so that definitely helps. But we're going to find out.
It's not only bordered by Canada. It's bordered by Mexico.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Mexico at the bottom. Yeah, I forgot about that. I was thinking at the top. Yeah, Mexico as well. But still, you're pretty safe from countries. You know what I mean? Like the big border and so like you say.
Yeah, but I suppose you got Mexico, Brazil, and all that, don't you?
Yeah. But I think, again, it's only a small area as well compared to the US, isn't it? Anyway, let's find out. Let's let the video tell us. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's go. What have we got?
Picture every country as a medieval castle, complete with towering walls, secret traps, and all sorts of defenses to protect the crown.
That sounds
in
pretty
this
cool.
scenario, the United States stands out as the toughest castle in the world.
Okay.
So, when someone asks, what would it really take to invade the United States? It opens up a fascinating conversation about how geography, demographics, and military strength come together to make the US one of the hardest countries to invade in modern history.
Okay.
But to understand why invading America is so difficult, we need to start with what makes invasions successful in the first place.
Yeah.
Military
sense.
historians point to several key factors: the element of surprise, manageable supply lines, and crucially, the ability to establish a foothold and expand from there.
Okay.
It
I feel like
just so
nowadays,
happens that
surely the element of surprise is impossible for any country nowadays. Do
Mm.
you know what I mean? Like, there's so much just surveillance and stuff like that. Surely that's impossible.
Yeah, I guess.
Sure.
America's
Maybe in the
unique
remote
geographic-
countries, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. But still, like, other countries will alert them. Do you know what I mean? If they were gathering troops at your border, it'll be all over the news, surely, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you think.
position eliminates almost every advantage that has made invasions in the past possible. Let's start with the most obvious barrier, the oceans. The United States sits between two of the world's largest bodies of water.
Yeah.
The Atlantic Ocean stretches roughly 3,000 miles to Europe, while the Pacific spans an even more formidable
it's even bigger either
5,000
way.
miles to Asia. But it's not just about distance, it's about what that distance means for a would-be invader. You see, modern naval warfare depends heavily on supply chains, fuel, and the ability to maintain communication across vast distances.
Yeah.
Any naval force
Is that a
attempting to
video
cross
of ships refueling?
That's cool.
I think it is. I mean, we've only seen videos of planes doing it, haven't we?
Yeah, that is
And
cool.
It still blows my mind how we do that. We need to actually watch a video on how we do it. But that's pretty cool. I didn't even think about sailing petrol
either
swap.
ocean to invade America would be operating at the extreme limits of its logistical capabilities. Consider this. The D-Day invasion, one of the most successful amphibious assaults
That was a
in
surprise
history,
attack.
involved crossing just 100 miles of the English Channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roughly speaking, it required approximately 156,000 Allied troops, around 5,000 ships, and months of preparation,
Wow.
all supported by established bases in Britain.
Yeah.
Now imagine
And also
scaling that
misinformation.
operation across 3,000 to 5,000 miles of open ocean, with no friendly territory to stage from. The logistics behind such an invasion become even more daunting when you consider detection.
Yeah.
Modern satellite surveillance,
You stand
radar
no
networks, and maritime patrol aircraft make it virtually impossible to move large naval forces without anybody noticing. Any invasion fleet would be spotted days, if not weeks, before reaching American shores, giving U.S. forces more than enough time
Yeah,
to
it's
prepare
way more.
defensive positions.
I feel like not even prepare. I feel like the US would just go on the offense. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it would.
If all of them were heading towards the US, so all right, that's it. If you don't turn around, you're just going to blow you out of the water. And they probably just would.
It would, to be fair.
Send 10 aircraft carriers there, and they stand no chance.
But what about launching an invasion from neighboring countries? After all, the United States shares borders with Canada
And
and
Mexico.
Surely that creates vulnerability, right?
And Alaska.
Unfortunately for any
Just a
invader,
joke.
they're
Just a joke.
deeply integrated into American military and economic systems. Canada is a NATO member and one of
Yeah.
America's closest security partners.
Yeah.
Mexico, while not in NATO, has extensive military cooperation agreements with the US and depends heavily on American trade.
There you go.
Any
I imagine
hostile
when,
nation
because
could
their
use
borders,
these
like, yeah, you better off being on side.
Yeah, because they could easily just come and wreck you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's probably good to be bordered by two countries that you kind of get on with.
Yeah, definitely.
countries as invasion routes. They would first need to conquer or coerce them. In other words, they would essentially have to launch two separate military campaigns before even reaching American territory.
Okay.
This would
Yeah.
require force projections of unprecedented scale and would trigger immediate American response. But let's imagine, hypothetically, that all of that somehow
So in
became
tune.
possible. Even then, the geographic challenges are staggering. An invasion from the north would have to cross the Canadian Shield, a massive area of rocky terrain and forests,
Yeah.
then navigate the Great Lakes
Uninhabitable
region.
stuff.
The US military could easily cut supply lines by controlling key transportation hubs like Winnipeg or Thunder Bay, effectively isolating any northern advance. From the south,
Okay, so that's
invaders
a
would face
no-go.
a large concentration of American military power. Recent deployments have placed thousands of American troops along the Mexican border. Any large-scale military movement would once again be detected immediately, and the attacking force would have to advance through some of the most challenging terrain in North America,
Yeah.
including the Sonoran and Chihuahuan deserts.
Just open land as well.
Here's where America's defensive advantages become even more pronounced. Let's say the invading force somehow established a foothold on American soil. They would immediately confront what
Whoa,
you
that's
could call
beautiful.
a natural defensive line. The United
I'm gonna say, yeah, like as stunning as these are, there's obviously roads will go through this, but just to walk past this, get a tank past this, if the roads have been blocked off, you ain't doing that, are
You're
you?
not going to be able to do that.
I give a mean a natural wall, where it's a stunning wall as well.
States is essentially divided by a series of geographic barriers that would force any invading army to fight for every mile of advance. The Rocky Mountain chain runs like a spine through the western part of the country, creating natural choke points that favor America.
Okay.
The Mississippi River system divides the country into distinct regions, each requiring separate river crossings under fire. Military history shows us how devastating river crossings can be.
Yeah, you're just in
During
the
the
open,
Civil
aren't you?
War, battles like Fredericksburg and Antietam demonstrated the enormous casualties that result from forced river crossings against prepared defenses.
Mm.
Now imagine attempting such crossings against modern military
Yeah, you stand no
technology,
chance there.
precision artillery, air support, and guided munitions, all directed by
Absolutely no
satellite
chance.
surveillance and real-time intelligence.
Yeah, I
There's
suppose back in the
absolute-
day it was kind of like just drop the bomb and hope you hit them and you
Hope it-
miss the
yeah.
bridge a million times. But now, you know, 100%, you can just consistently strike that bridge.
Yeah.
Or if anyone crosses. And like, there's just no missing at all.
No.
It's mad.
Absolutely no shot of sustaining an invasion in this case. But perhaps America's most unique defensive advantage is its civilian population,
They got a lot of guns.
specifically its relationship with firearms.
Yeah.
The United States has the highest rate of civilian gun ownership in the world, with 120.5 firearms for every 100 civilians.
Oh, wow.
To put that into
More
perspective,
guns and people.
Switzerland only has 27.58 firearms for every 100 civilians.
That's a big difference.
This creates
Yeah.
a scenario that military planners would probably call a strategic nightmare. It's one thing to defeat a conventional army. It's different to occupy a territory where a significant portion of the civilian population is armed
Yeah, they can all
and
just
more
fight
than
back.
likely hostile. History provides sobering examples of what this looks like. The Soviets in Afghanistan, the Americans in Iraq, and various other occupations throughout the 20th century demonstrate that even the world's most powerful militaries struggle against determined civilian resistance.
Yeah, definitely.
About
Analysis on the big
72% of
scale.
American gun owners cite protection as their primary reason for ownership, suggesting a population already mentally prepared for defensive scenarios.
Yeah, definitely.
Then there's the simple matter of scale. the United States covers approximately 3.7 million square miles, making it the third largest country in the world by land area.
Yeah, I feel
It
like
is larger than Australia.
even if you controlled a little area, you just stand no chance for the rest of it.
No.
Because it's like, oh, yeah, sweet. We got Delaware. I'm just thinking Delaware is the smallest one, isn't it? It's like, yeah, we got Delaware. Oh, was Maryland smaller?
I think Rhode Island's small, isn't it?
Ooh, Rhode Island might be smaller.
Delaware
yeah.
is the only one without an airport.
Ah, yeah, that's why I always
I
remember
think you
it.
get. I think that you think about that fact, but then think it's the smallest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's small. to be
So
honest.
let's say we take Rhode Island then. Like, oh, how are we going to get to Texas? Do you know what I mean? There's just so much mileage, so many civilians, and so much army, I guess.
Australia, which has an area of about 2.9 million square miles. The US is more than twice the size of the European Union, which
Wow.
covers around 1.7 million square miles. Additionally, the US is roughly comparable in size to the entire continent of Europe, which has an area of about 3.9 million square miles. The distances involved are shocking from a military perspective.
Yeah, just
The
insane.
distance from Washington, D.C. to Los Angeles is about 2,700 miles. In order to sustain any kind of invasion on America, the occupying force would need to maintain supply lines across these vast
You ain't doing
distances,
that.
while facing constant harassment from both organized military resistance and civilian populations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Modern military thinking focuses on quick and decisive actions, because long campaigns can get really expensive and hard to manage. Given the vast size of the United States, pulling off a rapid takeover is pretty much impossible, and keeping troops in place for a long time would cost a fortune. Consider the economic cost for America during the Iraq and Afghanistan campaigns.
Yeah,
Both
it's a
campaigns
lot.
involved far smaller territories and populations, but still cost the United States trillions of dollars over 2 decades.
Yes, you think a
The
bigger
scale
country.
required
Yeah.
to occupy a territory the size of America would dwarf these figures by orders of magnitude. Of course, there's one last factor: nuclear weapons. The
Yeah,
United
true.
States maintains one of the world's largest nuclear
It's a
arsenals.
deterrent, isn't it?
An American
Yeah.
nuclear
Big
doctrine
deterrent.
makes it clear that existential threats to the homeland would likely trigger nuclear response. This creates what is also known as mutually assured destruction.
Yeah.
Any conventional invasion large enough to threaten American territory would likely escalate to nuclear conflict long before achieving its objectives. This reality fundamentally changes the calculus for any potential adversary that is thinking about invading
Yeah,
America.
everyone just dies.
Yeah,
So
it's
to
not really a
return
win.
to our original question, what would it really take to invade the United States? The answer to that question reveals why no serious military strategist considers a conventional invasion of America a viable option. It simply just wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah.
But what do
Yeah,
you
it's just
think?
impossible, isn't
Where
it?
do you think America
One,
stacks?
it wouldn't be worth it, and I don't know worth it's the answer, because I think it's just impossible.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible. Then I also just think if you're gonna do and then just turn to nuclear
Yeah,
weapons,
exactly.
then it is just what's the point?
Yeah, what is the point? Hope you guys.
Are you both
sorry.
good? Like, I just think it's crazy, and this is what gets me up.
Yeah.
It's like the fact that if you're gonna do that to America, then they're obviously gonna do it back to you, and
Yeah.
you're gonna die. So what is the point in
What
putting
is the
everyone
point?
at risk?
Why don't we all just live our lives in our own countries?
Yeah, and if you don't like a country, don't go to a country.
Yeah,
I've
don't
thought it
attack
out. There, I've solved it.
Smash that button, guys. Smash that subscribe button. Unfortunately, life isn't that easy. There's obviously bad actors everywhere, isn't there? But hopefully, you guys are absolute legends. What should we do?
Have a fantastic day.
And we will see you, legends, in the next one. Peace.